Today we're diving into the fascinating world of number lines, a simple yet powerful tool in mathematics. Whether you're just starting out or brushing up on your math skills, understanding the number line is essential. It's more than just a straight line with numbers, it's a visual way to represent values, relationships, and operations. In this video, we'll explore what a number line is, how it's constructed, and why it's so useful in everyday math. Let's start our journey by looking at the basic structure of a number line and how it helps us make sense of numbers. Number line is a straight horizontal line on which numbers are placed at equal intervals. It usually extends infinitely in both directions, but for practical purposes we often focus on a segment. The center point is 0, with positive numbers to the right and negative numbers to the left. This simple layout helps us visualize the order and spacing of numbers. By using a number line, we can easily compare values, see which numbers are greater or smaller, and understand the concept of distance between numbers. Let's see how this works in practice. At the heart of every number line lies 0. 0 acts as the central reference point, dividing the line into positive and negative sides. This makes it easy to see how numbers relate to each other. For example, numbers to the right of 0 are positive, while those to the left are negative. 0 itself is neither positive nor negative, but it's crucial for understanding balance and symmetry on the number line. This central position helps us perform operations like addition and subtraction with clarity. Moving to the right from 0, we encounter positive numbers. These are the numbers we use most often in daily life, like counting objects or measuring distances. On the number line, each step to the right increases the value by 1. This clear visual progression helps us understand how numbers grow and how addition works. For example, moving from 0 to 1, then to 2, and so on, shows the natural order of counting numbers. Now let's look to the left of 0, where negative numbers reside. These numbers represent values less than 0, such as temperatures below freezing or debts. On the number line, each step to the left decreases the value by 1. This side of the line helps us visualize subtraction and understand concepts like loss or decrease. Negative numbers are just as important as positive ones, and the number line makes their relationships clear. One key feature of the number line is that the spaces between each number are equal. This uniform spacing is what makes the number line such a reliable tool for measuring and comparing values. Whether you're adding, subtracting, or just counting, knowing that each step is the same size helps avoid confusion. This consistency is especially important when working with fractions or decimals, as we'll see later. Number line is a fantastic way to visualize addition. When you add a number, you move to the right by that many steps. For example, starting at 2 and adding 3 means you move 3 steps to the right, landing on 5. This visual movement helps reinforce the concept of addition as an increase. It's especially helpful for young learners or anyone who prefers to see math in action. Subtraction on the number line is just as intuitive. To subtract, you move to the left by the number you're taking away. For instance, starting at 5 and subtracting 2 means moving 2 steps left, ending at 3. This simple movement makes subtraction feel less abstract and more concrete, helping learners grasp the idea of taking away or reducing a value. Number line isn't just for whole numbers, it's also a great way to represent fractions. By dividing the space between whole numbers into equal parts, we can show values like 1/2 or 3/4. This helps us see where fractions fit in relation to whole numbers and makes it easier to compare their sizes. Using the number line, fractions become less mysterious and more approachable. Just like fractions, decimals can be placed on the number line. By dividing the intervals even further, we can show numbers like 1.5 or 2.75. This visual approach helps us understand the value of decimals and how they relate to both whole numbers and fractions. It's a practical way to see the continuity of numbers and the infinite possibilities between any 2 points. One of the biggest advantages of the number line is how easily it lets us compare numbers. By simply looking at their positions, we can see which number is greater or smaller. The farther right a number is, the larger its value. This visual comparison is much quicker and clearer than trying to compare numbers in your head, especially with negatives, fractions, or decimals. Number line is also a great tool for understanding absolute value. Absolute value is the distance of a number from 0, regardless of direction. For example, both and 3 are 3 units away from 0. By looking at the number line, we can easily see this distance and understand why absolute value is always positive. Negative numbers aren't just a math concept, they show up in real life too. Think about temperatures below 0, bank overdrafts, or elevations below sea level. The number line helps us visualize these situations, making it easier to understand how negative values work and why they matter in everyday contexts. Number lines aren't just for abstract math, they're also used in measurement. Rulers, thermometers, and many other measuring tools are based on the concept of the number line. By marking equal intervals, these tools help us measure length, temperature, and more with accuracy and confidence. For young learners, number lines are a fantastic way to build number sense. By seeing numbers laid out in order, children can grasp counting, addition, and subtraction more easily. Teachers often use number lines in classrooms to help students visualize math problems and develop a deeper understanding of how numbers work together. As students progress, number lines become a valuable tool in algebra. They help visualize equations, inequalities, and solutions. For example, when solving x2, we can shade the part of the number line where is greater than 2. This visual approach makes abstract algebraic concepts more concrete and understandable. Number lines are perfect for showing inequalities. By marking points and shading regions, we can easily see which values satisfy an inequality. For example, x5 means all points to the left of 5 are included. This makes it much easier to understand and solve inequality problems. Plotting points on a number line is a fundamental skill. By marking specific numbers, we can represent values, solutions, or data points. This is especially useful in statistics, algebra, and even science experiments. The act of plotting helps reinforce the idea of location and distance on the number line. The number line makes it easy to see the distance between numbers. By counting the steps between 2 points, we can find the difference or the absolute value of their difference. This is especially helpful for understanding subtraction, differences, and even concepts like intervals in math. On a number line, intervals and segments represent ranges of numbers. For example, the interval from 2 to 6 includes all numbers between those points. This concept is useful in probability, statistics, and algebra. By shading or marking segments, we can easily show which numbers are included in a range. Intervals on the number line can be open or closed. A closed interval includes its endpoints, while an open interval does not. For example, 2, 6 includes both 2 and 6, but 2, 6 does not. This distinction is important in higher-level math and helps us describe sets of numbers precisely. Number lines often have arrows at both ends, showing that they extend infinitely. This reminds us that numbers go on forever in both directions. The concept of infinity is important in advanced math, and the number line gives us a simple way to visualize it. 0 isn't just the center, it's also a benchmark for comparing numbers. Whether you're looking at profits and losses, elevations, or temperatures, 0 helps us determine if a value is positive or negative. This makes 0 a crucial reference point in many real-world situations. Number line is the foundation of coordinate systems. In one dimension, it represents all possible values for a variable. In two dimensions, it combines with another number line to form the x and y axes of a graph. This connection is vital for understanding geometry, algebra, and data visualization. On the number line, direction matters. Moving right means increasing values, while moving left means decreasing values. This directional understanding is key for operations like addition, subtraction, and understanding vectors in physics and math. 0 is unique on the number line. It's the only number that is neither positive nor negative. This special status makes it a natural dividing point and a key concept in math. Understanding 0 helps us grasp balance, symmetry, and the idea of opposites. The number line makes it easy to see opposites. For every positive number, there's a negative counterpart the same distance from 0. For example, 4 and -4 are opposites. This symmetry helps us understand subtraction, negative numbers, and the concept of additive inverses. Number lines are powerful tools for solving math problems. Whether you're working on word problems, equations, or inequalities, drawing a number line can make the solution clearer. It helps break down complex problems into manageable steps and provides a visual reference for each part of the process. Number lines are great for estimation. By looking at where a number falls between two known values, we can make quick, reasonable guesses. This skill is useful in everyday life, from shopping to planning travel times, and helps build number sense. In statistics, number lines are used to display data such as in dot plots or histograms. By marking data points along a line, we can see patterns, clusters, and outliers. This visual approach makes it easier to interpret and analyze information. Time can also be represented on a number line. By marking events along a timeline, we can see the order and spacing of events. This is useful in history, project planning, and understanding sequences in math and science. Patterns and sequences are easier to spot on a number line. By marking numbers at regular intervals, we can see arithmetic sequences, geometric progressions, and other patterns. This helps us predict future values and understand the structure of number sets. Number lines aren't just for the classroom, they're used in real-world math too. From tracking finances to measuring distances, the concept of the number line helps us organize and interpret information in practical ways. It's a tool that bridges the gap between abstract math and everyday life. Using number lines regularly helps build strong number sense. By seeing numbers in order, understanding their relationships, and visualizing operations, learners develop a deeper, more intuitive grasp of math. This foundation supports success in more advanced topics later on. Today, digital tools often include interactive number lines. These allow users to explore concepts by dragging points, shading intervals, and visualizing operations. Technology makes learning with number lines more engaging and accessible for everyone. It's easy to make mistakes with number lines, like uneven spacing or mislabeling points. Being careful with intervals and labels ensures accuracy. Practicing with number lines helps avoid these errors and builds confidence in using this tool. In advanced math, number lines are used to represent real numbers, complex numbers, and even functions. They form the basis for graphs, coordinate systems, and more. Mastering the number line opens doors to deeper mathematical understanding. Number lines are the building blocks of graphs. By combining two number lines at right angles, we create the coordinate plane. This allows us to plot points, draw lines, and explore relationships between variables in algebra and geometry. Working with number lines encourages logical thinking. By organizing numbers visually, we can make sense of patterns, relationships, and operations. This logical approach supports problem-solving skills in math and beyond. Number lines aren't just for kids, they're useful at every stage of learning. From basic counting to advanced algebra, the number line adapts to different levels and topics. It's a versatile tool that grows with you as your math skills develop. During tests, drawing a quick number line can help solve problems more accurately. It's a handy strategy for checking work, visualizing solutions, and avoiding mistakes. Many students find that using number lines boosts their confidence and performance. Number lines can be used creatively too. Teachers and students use them for games, puzzles, and interactive activities. These fun approaches make learning math more engaging and help reinforce important concepts in memorable ways. Let's recap what we've learned about number lines. They're a visual tool for representing numbers, understanding operations, and comparing values. Number lines help with everything from basic counting to advanced algebra, making them a must-have in any math toolkit. Their simplicity and versatility make them valuable for learners of all ages. Number lines matter because they make math more accessible and understandable. By turning abstract ideas into visual representations, they help us see relationships, solve problems, and build confidence in math. Whether you're a student, teacher, or lifelong learner, number lines are a powerful ally. As you continue your math journey, remember the power of the number line. It's a simple tool with endless applications from basic arithmetic to complex problem solving. Keep practicing, exploring, and using number lines to unlock new levels of understanding in mathematics. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of the number line concept.